FIN552. So today we are going to do the last chapter of our syllabus, okay, that is a portfolio evaluation and also known as managed portfolio performance measurement. Alright, so in this chapter we are going to learn, okay, how to calculate or to use a Sharpe index, Trainer index and Jenkins measurement, okay, in order to evaluate the performance of the portfolio. Alright, so let's go one by one. Okay, number one is Sharpe index. William Sharpe has attempted to get a summary measure of portfolio performance. His measure properly adjusts performance for risk. So the Sharpe index is given by, so the ST is the Sharpe index of portfolio T is equal to RT, expected return, minus RF, the risk-free rate, and then divided by the standard deviation. Okay, so the index, Sharpe index, measure the risk premiums of the portfolio, where the risk premium is the excess return required by investor for the assumption of risk relative to the total amount of risk in the portfolio. Okay, so where here the standard deviation, okay, represent the total risk. So if you can still recall what we have learned in the KPM, okay, the total risk is equal to the standard deviation. Okay, so William Sharpe take into consideration the total risk, okay, in measuring the performance of the portfolio. Okay, next, Trainer incorporated the systematic risk in his measurement. He had come up with a single index to measure portfolio performance more accurately, and this index is given by the following equation. Okay, the T, Trainer index, is equal to expected return minus RF, risk-free rate, and then now divided by beta. Okay, so here lah yang dia kata dia guna the systematic risk. The beta represent the systematic risk. So that is the difference between the Sharpe index and Trainer. Sharpe index divided by standard deviation, the total risk. But Trainer use or Trainer take into consideration the systematic risk, okay, in his calculation of the index of the portfolio ataupun the performance of the portfolio. Okay, and then next, Jenkins measurement. The Jenkins measure is the average return on the portfolio over and above that predicted by KPM. Okay, given the portfolio's beta and average market return. Okay, and then the Jenkins measure is the portfolio's alpha value. So we are going to calculate the alpha value. Okay, where alpha is equal to RJ, the expected return ataupun the actual return, minus here is the required rate of return using KPM. So if you can still recall ataupun kena recall, you kena go back tengok balik nota KPM. Okay, in the KPM, we calculate the required rate of return, okay, by risk-free plus beta times RM, return market, minus RF, risk-free rate. Okay, Jenkins is actually we minus the actual return ataupun we compare the actual return minus with the required rate of return by KPM. Okay, so that is alpha. So apa itu alpha? The positive alpha represents the average superior extra return accruing to that particular portfolio because of the superior management talent and vice versa. So meaning to say here, if the required rate of return by KPM is 14, okay, and then the actual return ataupun the actual return performed by the portfolio is 15. So 15 minus 14 is 1. Okay, so the alpha is positive 1, which is represent superior management ataupun good management talent. Alright, and vice versa. So if the required rate of return here is 14 and then the actual return ataupun the actual performance of the portfolio is only 13. Okay, so 13 minus 14, so negative 1. Okay, when the alpha is in negative figure, so meaning to say the bad management talent. Alright. Okay, so let's have a look at the question. Assume that portfolio T has a beta of 0.92. Okay, portfolio T beta 0.92, a mean return of 10%, so which is expected return of portfolio T is 10%, and then the standard deviation of 13%. So this is a portfolio T. Okay, has a standard deviation of 13%, and then the market portfolio has a mean return of 15%. So here RM. Okay, return market is 15% and standard deviation of 20%. So standard deviation of the market is 20%. Okay, and then assume that the risk free rate is 5%, so that is RF is equal to 5%, and then compute the portfolio's Sharpe, Trainer, and Jenkins measure. Okay, and then the question asks you, did the portfolio outperform the market based on the risk-adjusted measurement? Okay, so to answer this question, so we have to calculate, okay, the all index. Okay, so this is how you answer the question. Okay, you can put it in the table like this. Okay, Sharpe, Index, Trainer, and Jenkins. Okay, 3 columns. Okay, and then you just put the formula, okay, at the beginning of the table. Okay, and then we calculate one by one. Okay, we are going to calculate the Sharpe index for portfolio T, and also we are going to calculate the Sharpe index for the market. Why? Because we want to compare, okay, whether the portfolio T ni is performing better ataupun outperform the market or not. Okay, so that's why we have to calculate the Sharpe index for market. So here, the Sharpe index for portfolio T, RT minus RF. So expected return of portfolio T 10 minus RF given 5 divided by the standard deviation 13. Okay, ni bagi semua kat sini dia dah bagi. See, just masukkan aja. And then you will count, you get the Sharpe index for portfolio T is 0.3846. Okay, while the Sharpe index for market is equal to return market just now 15 minus risk-free 5 divided by the standard deviation of the market is 20. Okay, all given here. Okay, RM 15 minus 5, RF standard deviation market 20. Okay, and then you will get that the Sharpe index for market is 0.5. Okay, next what to do is to rank. Okay, so rank from highest to lowest index. So here, number 1 ranking goes to market because market score 0.5 higher than portfolio T, 0.38. So market number 1, number 2 portfolio T, and then you have to state here that the portfolio T is underperform the market. Okay, so kita compare with the benchmark here. So the benchmark here is the market lah. Alright. Okay, next, using trainer index, so RT minus RF sama. Okay, but here divided by the beta. So 10 minus 5 divided by the beta here 0.92. Okay, beta T tadi dia dah bagi. Beta T 0.92. Okay. So you will get the trainer index for portfolio T is 5.4348, and then the trainer index for market 15 minus 5 divided by 1. Okay, how do we know 1? Because a beta market is always 1. So here you will get 10. Okay, and then the next step is the same to rank from highest to lowest. So here, using trainer index pun sama. Okay, sama, which is market is performing better than portfolio T. Okay, so market is ranked at number 1, and then number 2 is portfolio T. So here we can answer, then we can put the statement that the portfolio T is underperform the market. Okay, and then last one, using Jenkins measurement, where we are going to calculate the alpha of the portfolio T. Okay, kita nak tengok whether the performance of the fund manager of the portfolio T ni is superior or not. Okay, so it's equal to actual return minus the required rate of return using KPM. Okay, alright. So 10 expected return. Okay, for portfolio T, 10 ni sama je 10, and then minus RF5 plus beta 0.92 minus RM minus, times RM minus RF, so 15 minus 5, so you will get here negative 4.2. Okay, while alpha for market, mesti kita dapat kosong lah, alpha for market. So 15 return market minus risk-free 5 plus beta dia 1 dekat sini minus RM 15 minus 5, so is equal to 0. Okay, and then using the Jenkins measurement, okay, the rank is also market still at number 1. Okay, because 0. Alright, portfolio T is negative, so that's why number 2. Okay, so using the Jenkins measurement pun, the portfolio T is underperform the market. Okay, so here kita dah jawab lah semua, all the question here kat sini. Dia tanya kita whether the portfolio outperform the market or not. Okay, so we have stated here that the portfolio T is underperformed the market using all index and measurement. Alright, so this is how we answer the question for portfolio evaluation. Calculate the index using the formula given. Okay, so you have to memorize the formula and then just masukkan saja into the formula the information given here kat sini tadi just now, and then you work out the calculation and then you compare, okay, with the market. Okay, don't forget to put the rank and state whether the portfolio is outperform or underperform the market. So ini kalau kata satu je kan dia bagi portfolio T je. Kalau dia bagi banyak, ada portfolio X, portfolio Y, portfolio Z, sama je. You are going to compare all the portfolio yang dia bagi tu X, Y, Z tu with the market. Sama ada portfolio Y ke X, Y, Z tadi outperform or underperform the market. Itu je yang kena stay. So I think that's all for this video. That's all for the chapter. Okay, and then don't forget to try some past year questions. Okay, to get familiar, to get yourself familiar with the question, how to answer, how to use the formula to calculate, and then to put the evaluation tu lah, whether it's underperform or outperform the market. Okay, so that's all for the video. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.